Good morning. We're just going to give folks a moment to clear the waiting room and ask that everyone please remain on mute. Good morning. This is the voting hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Thursday, May 25th, 2023. While the public is encouraged to attend, there will be no additional public testimony accepted this morning. We'll begin with the licensed premise inspection hearing, which took place on Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023. Beginning with item number 1, K&G Entertainment LLC doing business as Sidebar, located at 14 to 16 Bromfield Street, dated the incident January 16th, 2023. An over intoxicated patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64.
Thank you, Danny. I'll jump in on this one. I saw some clear operations and training issues here on the part of the licensee. While this was a new employee who had only been there for 1.5 weeks, I still think there were some breaks in the operations, breakdown in operations here. So I see a violation.
I saw a violation too, and I kind of wanted to comment on that. This wasn't an employee who was on duty; they were off duty. So essentially, they were a patron. In a lot of ways, and I saw that as kind of dropping the ball too. I think they should be more aware of off-duty employees that they shouldn't have any kind of special dispensation here to be behind bars and stuff like that. If they're not working, they should be treated essentially like a patron. So in addition to the bartender going downstairs to count at the end of the night, and then seemingly relying on regulars to behave themselves and stuff. All of it seemed like multiple balls dropped here, but I wanted to comment on that one there, that this person wasn't on duty and should not have been given special kind of leeway here.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's almost like a security issue, and maybe they need to have like a security plan to make sure that their place is monitored and safe for everyone.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. My vote is for a violation, but I think it goes beyond that. I do think we need them to submit an operations and a security plan. I don't believe that the licensee has a clear understanding of their responsibility at the end of the night, as it relates to patrons remaining on the premise and this one-off, this literal sidebar. So I'd like to see something in writing from the licensee explaining how they're going to secure that area, keep patrons and others from accessing it. And I agree with you, Commissioner Curran. I could not fathom why the employee went downstairs to count money while there were still patrons upstairs.
Yep.
So my vote would be for first warning.
Yes.
Yes.
So the board finds a violation. The vote is for a warning, and the board requests that the licensee submit an operations and security plan with specific attention to how to secure the premise, including that second bar. Was there anything else that you would like included in this plan?
Dispersal at the end of the night too. I think that was, we were touching on how they were getting those patrons out near last call.
Right. And a dispersal plan. Right. Thank you. Item number 2, Lucky Strike Jillian's LLC doing business as Jillian's Billiards Club, located at 145 Ipswich Street, dated the incident January 2nd, 2023. Intoxicated patron on premise in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64.
Okay, I don't think there was anything the licensee could have done to prevented this based upon the testimony. No one remembers the person coming in. The staff was very cooperative, and when the patron was found unconscious, they called the police and responded, in my estimation, appropriately.
Yeah, I didn't think we had enough to find a violation here.
So no violation.
I agree.
No violation. Item number 3, Lucky Strike Jillian's LLC doing business as Jillian's Billiards Club, located at 145 Ipswich Street, dated the incident March 18th, 2023. Assault and battery, patron on employee in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A, and assault and battery employee on patron in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
I don't think there was enough to find a violation for either of these assault batteries.
Yep, we didn't have enough to find a violation, yep.
I agree.
Item number 4, Rye Tub Inc. doing business as the Alley Bar located at 237 to 275 Washington Street. Date of the incident, March 11th, 2023. Patron on patron, physical violence in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
This was a very unfortunate incident. One of the patrons had been banned for unrelated issues in the past for 3 months. Nothing that was similar in any way to what happened on this evening. I don't think it was foreseeable he would have bit this guy's tongue, or that he'd be violent in this way, and now he's permanently banned. I don't know if you guys have comments.
Just to second what you said, I agree.
Okay, so I don't see a violation.
Yeah, no. I
No
don't think it was
violations.
foreseeable.
Item number 5, GSI Shawmut LLC doing business as Kava located at 315 Shawmut Ave in Roxbury. Date of the incident, March 12th, 2023. Controlled substances violation in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64.
The employee was immediately suspended. They have a written policy about controlled substances. I don't think that this was foreseeable on the part of the licensee.
I agree.
I agree as well.
So no violation.
No violation. Item number 6, Game On Fenway LLC doing business as Game On Sports Cafe located at 72 to 82 Lansdowne Street. Date of the incident, March 12th, 2023, serving minors in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 34 to 34A, 41, 64 to 64A, and Board's Rule 1.08F.
So there's multiple things going on this evening there, but they were only written up, not only, but they were written up for serving minors. It appears they did check all of these IDs. 2 of them were Massachusetts licenses, which can be relied upon. One of them was Maine, I think. And it was hard to tell from the police report how old these people actually were. That information wasn't included. We didn't actually see a service of a minor. Well, we did see service of a minor, but I don't think they were relying on these fake IDs, so I don't think I could really get there. The management was cooperative. So just focusing on the service of minors, not the pass-offs. I don't know if you guys have comments before.
Yeah, it is kind of the serving of the minor issue. I don't know if we had enough focus on it as far as, because like we weren't presented with the IDs. It's not clear. I saw service to one minor. It seems clear, the young man with the backwards ball cap that they cited. But with the 3 different IDs that they relied upon and they were checking at the door, I don't know if we fully got there. I mean, I think there's concerning things there. I mean, the check of the ID was pretty cursory, but it was checked. But if it was a good-looking fake mask, I know in the past I felt like that, that check is helpful to the case of the premises. So, I mean, I hesitate to say that there's nothing here, but I don't know if I'm to the point of seeing a violation with this particular incident.
Oh, totally agree. I think we can work with the licensee here about what they're written up for, but also about what they weren't written up for, which we talked about at the hearing, because I think that's something we need to raise concerns with in general.
I mean, on one hand, what they weren't written up for, part of me wants to commend them for how they kind of reacted to what they saw. But I mean, one thing, do either you recall whether Game On here is using the scanners?
It appeared to me that they weren't.
Yeah, no, I don't think they were using them in this case.
Yeah.
But haven't we talked to them about the scanner And like, are they scanning?
I'd have to go back,
I can't recall specifically, obviously a lot of places, but
yeah,
I think that we've talked to them about scanning before.
right,
Looking through their history right now, the last time that they've been before us for an underage person served was back in January of 2022, so that conversation would have been a long time ago.
Maybe we could have some correspondence about the ID checking process here, because I think clearly if there wasn't the idea that these might have been potentially real Massachusetts IDs that could have been relied upon, if there was no, it was just Maine's or whatever, I'd be finding a violation, definitely.
okay. I agree with everything that both commissioners are saying. I think I would like to see their written policy on checking IDs to see what they, exactly how they're explaining this to their employees. It's one
Yeah.
thing to have a policy, it's another thing to implement the policy appropriately, but I don't see a violation for what they were written up for.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, not in this instance.
So no violation, and the board requests a written policy on how they check IDs at the door.
Yeah,
Item number 7, Tastes on the Fly Logan LLC, doing business as Davio's, located at Logan Airport Terminal C in East Boston. Date of the incident, December 24th, 2022. Over service of alcohol to patrons in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64.
I see a violation.
Yeah, wasn't there another airport incident? Was it with Davio's or was it another?
We had deferred it. I think it was the same, I think it was this one. We had to defer our vote. Is that right, Danny? Or did we just,
No, it was another licensee at the airport that we heard.
Another licensee.
okay, but on the same night, I think, wasn't it?
It was the same night or right around the same time.
Okay,
Okay. Yeah, and they were definitely there for what, 3 or 4 hours? They should have been cut off.
5 hours, I think even longer.
I had no violation. I didn't think we got to the point where we had them serving them when they were visibly intoxicated. They were there for 5 hours, 2 patrons, 4 drinks apiece, something like that. I found the defense credible, at least, if not that it wasn't, concerning, but I had a no violation.
Commissioner Sampson?
I mean, I think the results kind of speak for itself. I mean, to split down the middle, maybe it's just correspondence explaining that, they need to very, very closely monitor patrons who are there for many hours. I mean, that's a long time, and that's a lot of drinks, in my opinion. So.
Okay, so following along Commissioner Saxon's lead, why don't we, I'll redo my recommendation for correspondence from the board, docketing this in their file, and the correspondent should speak to the number of hours patrons remain on the premise and the alcohol consumed while they're there. Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that we should hold restaurants strictly liable for the actions of their patrons, but I think in this case they should have. I think there's definitely some greater monitoring that could have happened.
I agree. It's not that I didn't see anything concerning here. I just didn't think we got over the line of over service. So, and I agree that, when you have patrons sitting there for hours on end, there's a duty to keep an eye on them. But I saw it when they raised the defense that their last drink was one of them maybe an hour before this kind of started, maybe 2 hours. It's somewhat credible that they had drinks. They seemed fine as they were sitting down, and as those drinks kind of affected them more after an hour and they stood up, that they were in this state. So that's why I didn't quite get there. But not that I didn't see this was a concerning incident, but I just didn't think we quite got to the level of a violation. So I agree with
I
that.
also think that's fair. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
So just to check back in for the vote, Commissioner Curran finds no violation. Chairman Joyce,
I see a violation, but my vote would be for correspondence from the board.
okay, Chairman Joyce does find a violation. Commissioner Saxon,
I personally also see a violation, but I would settle with correspondence from the board as well.
so with a split vote, the board does find a violation, which will be disposed of with correspondence from the board, reminding the licensee of their responsibility and duty to monitor patrons. Especially they're sitting there for a long time, something along those lines.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 8. The Next Place LLC doing business as The Greatest Bar located at 262 to 266 Brenda Street. Date of the incident December 10th, 2022. Persons under 21 in possession of alcohol on premise in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 34A, 34C, and 6464A.
I see a violation.
I did as well.
Yes.
And my vote would be for a warning.
Yeah,
There's no history.
what do we have in history? Nothing, right? Recent?
Nothing recent. The last time they were before us for this issue was in 2017.
Yeah. I'm just
Warning
noting for the record, we can't rely on Mexican IDs.
So sorry, the vote was a violation and a warning.
Yes.
Yes.
Item number 9, Korean Fusion Inc. doing business as Koi, located at 16 to 18 North Street. Date of the incident, January 24th, 2023. Persons under 21 in possession of alcohol on premise in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 34A, 34C, and 6464A.
I see a violation.
I did as well.
I agree.
The testimony was that he recognized the person from before. That's not enough. You have to card people every single time. And my vote would be for a warning, because I don't believe they've been before us recently for person under 21 in possession. Is that right, Danny?
That's correct. They've been before the board recently, but not for persons under 21 or an overcrowding and a bottle service violation.
Okay. So warning for this.
Yes.
Violation with a warning. Item number 10, Broadway Social Wines Inc. doing business as Social Wines located at 52 West Broadway in South Boston. Date of the incident, March 19th, 2023. Service of alcohol to persons under 21 in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 34 to 34A, 41, 64 to 64A, and Board's Rule 1.08F.
These were fake Colombian licenses, and I see a violation.
I did as well.
Yes.
My vote would be for a warning.
I agree.
Yes, if there's no history.
There is no history. Violation with a warning. Item number 11, Love Child LLC doing business as Love Child located at 364 West Broadway in South Boston. Date of the incident, March 19th, 2023. Patrons drinking alcohol inside retail package store in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64.
This was the St. Patrick's Day Parade. This is a licensee located in South Boston. The testimony was they did try to staff up, but I don't believe there is any excuse for breaking any of our rules and regulations, especially on that day. They should have been prepared for any situation, and it doesn't appear that they were prepared for this. I see a violation.
This is the one where they had their parents helping.
Yeah, and you know, and it appeared the person bought something and opened it up inside.
And stepped right out.
Yeah, that was the testimony.
Yeah, for me, the one thing that gave me hesitation was the kind of the timing of it, where, you know, our detectives are standing right there as these people open the drinks and start to drink. And the one thing I question is, like, was the premises given an opportunity to kind of see it and intervene? Because they had staffed up, they had kind of tightened up the store. you know, like, for example, right, if the testimony had been detectives saw this going on and watched it go on without any intervention from the store, I'd be more inclined to find it,
Mhm.
versus like they're right there and they stop it like as it's happening. You know, it didn't seem to me like the premises got a chance to do what they were supposed to do, which is, you know, if this is happening, they intervene. You know, is that right, or?
That's kind of the way I because the testimony was like she stepped out and then she's like, oh, and it's just
Yeah, I
it,
see.
it happened very quickly.
Detectives intervened as the patron started to drink. You know, if it had been detectives watched the patrons drink for 30 seconds and there was no intervention from, you know, staff, that's what I would see one clearly. Here, it's kind of, it feels very like strict liability.
Okay,
Like the mere fact that they went for this drink at that moment means that they're guilty of, you know, allowing it to happen.
Yeah,
So
and I do think they actually tried to beef up their staff by
yeah, and I definitely see that too. Like the efforts they took to add a little bit of staff. I know it probably was inadequate because they were using family and not people that are well trained, and maybe they should rethink that kind of strategy.
maybe
But
correspondence about that.
yeah, I thought they were taking efforts, and I didn't see enough with regard to like this one violation that, you know, like I said, I repeat myself, but if we had testimony that this was like ongoing and like, you know, staff were like walking by this and no one was doing anything to kind of mitigate it, then I would see a violation. And then the other thing I had focused on was the staff members supposedly drinking, and I thought that was potentially a violation. But then we kind of got, in the end, we got to the point that that probably wasn't or might not have been because they didn't confirm what was in the cups.
Danny, I have a question. I have a note here that they were selling singles and opening them in the store. Are they allowed to sell singles? Is there any condition on their license?
That's a great question. One second, let me pull up their license. One second. There is no condition on their license.
Okay,
And there's something else I want, like it being St. Patrick's Day, like I feel like I don't have a lot of like I don't want to give them too much leeway because like they should be very ready for this eventuality. But part of me does feel like they were somewhat ready for it. They had staffed up and they took those measures to kind of like control the store and all that kind of stuff. So I just didn't feel like I quite wanted to get there. And once again, not that I wasn't somewhat concerned, but I had no violation. Sorry.
okay, so Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon, I'll defer to you. I will change my vote to no violation, but I would like correspondence from the board. I take it very seriously that we put a lot of time into preparing these licensees in South Boston before the South Boston Day Parade. We meet with them, we discuss the challenges, we discuss staffing issues, we discuss our expectations, and it's not a defense to me that it was a busy parade day and this is what happens on parade day. So I would like this docketed and correspondence from the board, but I will vote for no violation.
Yeah, I mean, I think this was very fact specific to this one. And I just didn't think the facts that we kind of established quite had it, but you know, they should have been ready. That's not an excuse. It was busy, not an excuse, all that. So I definitely agree with correspondence and making sure we have it on the record that this kind of happened. So if there is a next time, hopefully there won't be.
Sounds like no violation, correspondence from the board, around their duty to properly staff and monitor what's happening in the store.
Correct.
And intervene.
And maybe it's you know, almost it's a message also to the police to give an opportunity for establishments to correct or not correct, to act or not act.
No violation correspondence from the board. Moving on to the transactional hearing, which occurred on yesterday, Wednesday, May 24th, 2023. Item number 1, Blank Street, 647 Boylston Street, Boston LLC, doing business as Blank Street Coffee, located at 647 Boylston Street, has applied for a common victular license. Manager Leticia Godwin Ruiz, hours of operation 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 2, Boston Import LLC, doing business as Sip of Joy Cafe and Bakery, located at 661 Tremont Street in Roxbury, has applied for a common victular license. Manager Matt Sari, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 3, BU LLC, doing business as BU Bistro, located at 3840 Washington Street in Jamaica Plain, has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed premise to 1 room on the first floor, 20 seats with kitchen, bathroom, and storage, front 10 seats and rear 30 seats, seasonal April to October patio, on private property, hours 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. And we got a request from the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Council to defer this vote until they could meet on June 6th.
June 6th, okay. I hesitate to prevent them from moving forward because of this, but I do think they need to meet with JPNC. If they meet with them on June 6th, when could we vote on this? Schedule in June.
Our next hearing, a voting hearing, is June 8th. So we could notice it prior to the meeting and make sure we are apprised of how that meeting goes. The next voting hearing after that would not be until the end of June.
Okay, I'm comfortable with voting on it on June 8th on old and new business, giving them an opportunity to meet with JPNC on the 6th, but I want to make sure that they can get up and operating as soon as they can after this meeting.
Sounds good.
Deferred to June 8th. Item number 4, BYA Inc., doing business as Black Seed, located at 140 Tremont Street, has petitioned to amend the closing hour of the licensed business to 10 a.m. to 3 a.m.
I actually have no issue with this. They currently have a 2:30 license. They just moved, I believe, next door. I would vote to approve.
I would as well.
I agree.
Item number 5, 20 Charlesgate LLC, doing business as Our Lady's Guild House, located at 20 Charlesgate West, has applied for a lodging house license. Manager David Lennar.
This is a professionally managed lodging house application. I have no issues with what was presented. I would vote to approve.
I agree.
Item number 6, SCJM Boston Beverage Company, Inc., doing business as Four Seasons at 1 Dalton, located at 1 Dalton Street, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Ahmed Ali Yaqut.
This is just a request to change the manager. I believe Mr. Yaku has the appropriate character and fitness to serve, so I would vote to approve.
I agree.
Item number 7, Eddie Merlot's LLC, doing business as Eddie Merlot's, located at 505 Congress Street, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Gerald Franklin Myers III.
I believe Mr. Myers has the appropriate character and fitness to serve as manager of record, so I would vote to approve.
I agree.
Item number 8, Citizen M Boston North Station Operations LLC, doing business as Citizen M Hotel, located at 70 Causeway Street, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to, and this was a typo on our end, we will fix this, Jessica Kaufman.
I vote to approve Ms. Kaufman as manager of record. I believe she possesses the appropriate character and fitness to serve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 9, GTI Properties, Inc., doing business as the Power Station, located at 530 Harrison Ave in Roxbury, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Sean Fitzgerald, and has petitioned for the approval of a management agreement between GTI Properties, Inc. and the Catered Affair, Inc.
I vote to approve the management agreement, and I vote to approve Mr. Fitzgerald as the manager of record. I believe he has the appropriate character and fitness to serve in this capacity.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 10, Powder Dry Inc., doing business as the Leader Bank Pavilion, located at 290 Northern Ave, has petitioned to provide bottle service on their licensed premise.
This application would only pertain to the Leader Bank Rock Box. I think it's an added amenity to the guests, and I believe they demonstrate a public need to add bottle service, so I would vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 11, Shake Shack Seaport Boston LLC, located at 77 Seaport Boulevard, has petitioned to amend the closing hour of their licensed business to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I do as well.
Agree.
Item 12, Sweet Rice JP Inc., doing business as Sweet Rice JP, located at 695 to 697 Center Street in Jamaica Plain, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Pradit Sakara, and has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, and also has petitioned for a change in stock interest.
Thanks, Danny. I vote to approve the manager of record. I believe they possess the appropriate character and fitness to serve. I also vote to approve the petition for the stock interest and the change of officers and directors.
I do as well.
I agree.
Item 13, Rock Lobster Co. Inc., doing business as Yankee Lobster Fish Market, located at 300 Northern Ave, has petitioned to change the category of the licensed business to a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license.
I vote to approve.
I do as well.
I agree.
Item 14, GRNARK of Mass LLC, doing business as Ramsey's Kitchen, located at 776 Boylston Street, has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business to premises consist of full-service restaurant of approximately 7,196 square feet, located within the street level of the Mandarin Oriental Hotel, main dining room, 2 private dining rooms, kitchen, main bar and service bar, sidewalk cafe located on Boylston Street at the main entrance of the restaurant, with seating for 73 square feet. Cafe open from April 1st to October 31st. Fencing around cafe will be removed when closed, and hours are the same as the restaurant, except it will close no later than 10 p.m. Main entrance exit located on Boylston Street with additional entrance exit from the hotel lobby. Cafe is on public property, will comply with the Public Improvement Commission conditions set forth in and approved in assignment and assumption agreement.
This is for a new service bar, and I vote to approve.
I do as well.
I agree.
Item 15, GRNA-GRB of Mass LLC, doing business as Gordon Ramsay Burger, located at 120 John F. Fitzgerald Surface Road, has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business to premises consist of a full-service restaurant on 2 levels. First floor is 4,082 square feet with 3 dining areas, bar, kitchen, and 3 storage areas and restrooms. Second level with 676 square feet interior space containing internal staircase, elevator, and service station, and a seasonal March to November 1,811 square foot outdoor terrace on private property with dining, lounge, and seating for 89. Outdoor terrace hours no later than 11 p.m. Alcohol service from 11 a.m. Sundays, general hours of operation 10 p.m. Sunday to Thursday, and 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday.
And to summarize that, this is to add new storage space. My vote would be to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 16, Shivam Baba Corp. doing business as Atlas Liquors, located at 591 Hyde Park Ave in Roslindale, has petitioned to transfer the license to Brooks Select Wines and Spirits LLC, doing business as Brooks Wine and Spirits at the same location. Naomi Malabry, manager, closing hour 11 p.m., and has petitioned to pledge the license to Eastern Bank.
Thanks, Danny. I vote to approve this transfer and to approve Ms. Malabre as the manager of record. I believe she has the appropriate character and fitness to serve, and I also vote to approve the pledge.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 17, Burn LLC, doing business as Whaling in Oklahoma, located at 645 to 647 Tremont Street, has petitioned to transfer the license to PAG Tremont LLC at the same location. Irakli Gogadidze, manager, has also petitioned to amend the description to premises located at 647 Tremont Street. Street level includes approximately 1,000 square feet seating for 71, includes basement, dining room, bar area, open kitchen, and 1 restroom. Basement level, approximately 500 square feet seating for 31, includes dining room, bar, 3 restrooms, prep kitchen, and dishwashing and storage, 2 entrances exit at street level, 1 exit at basement level, seasonal March to November, outdoor patio with seating for 10 on public sidewalk, containing approximately 170 square feet. Patio will be open Sunday through Thursday until 10 p.m., Friday and Saturday until 10:30 p.m., closing hour 1 a.m. And lastly, is petitioned to pledge the license and inventory to Eagle Bank.
I have no issues with any of this, and the court designee, my vote would be to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 18, Viva Burrito Boston Inc., doing business as Viva Burrito, located at 66 Stanford Street, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location to Sushi Wash-In Inc., doing business as Wash-In, located at 222 Stewart Street, closing hour 12 a.m. Yukin Wu, manager.
I vote to approve Ms. Wu as manager of record. And I believe they demonstrated public need as well as they have a lot of community support, so my vote would be to approve this transfer as well.
I vote to approve as well.
Agree.
Items 19 and 20, Hale Marketing Inc., doing business as the Dogwood Cafe, located at 3712 Washington Street in Jamaica Plain, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location to CT Eatery LLC, doing business as Urban Wild, located at 100D Hood Park Drive in Charlestown. Closing hour 2 a.m. Peter Simonelli, manager. And item 20, CT Eatery LLC, doing business as Urban Wild, located at 100 Hood Park Drive in Charlestown, has applied for a license to operate 14 bowling lanes on the described premises.
My vote would be to approve the applications as presented and to approve Mr. Simonelli as manager of record. I believe he's appropriate character and fitness to serve. Is there anything else I should call out other than a general approval of the application for our record standing?
The transfer and the bowling alley license application.
Okay, so I vote to approve the transfer from Jamaica Plain to Charlestown. I believe that this is a unique application, pairing this liquor license with 14 bowling lanes. And I think it's an amenity the neighborhood doesn't have otherwise, so my vote would be to approve that and to approve the bowling lane license.
I agree with all.
I agree as well.
Item 21, Upland Restaurant LLC, located at 745 Boylston Street, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location to BC1 Congress Tower subsidiary LLC, located at 1 Congress Street. This would be on the 11th floor of 1 Congress Street. 2 a.m. indoor closing hour, 2 a.m. outdoor closing hour. William Goldenberg, manager. And has a petition for an approval of a management agreement between BC1 Congress Tower subsidiary LLC and Aramark Services Inc.
I approve this transfer. I believe this is an amenity for this Congress Street Tower. And I believe they've demonstrated public need for a license at this location. I also approve Mr. Goldenberg as manager of record.
I agree.
I agree as well.
And the management agreement.
And I approve the management agreement.
I agree as well.
Thank you. Item 22, Stephanopoulos Inc., doing business as DeCoupa's Pizza, located at 474 Saratoga Street in East Boston, has applied for a BYOB license to be exercised on their approved temporary seasonal patio on public property. Hours of operation will be 11 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. And seating for 30. Manager Sotiris Stephanopoulos, closing time 11 p.m.
I believe Mr. Stephanopoulos has the appropriate character and fitness to serve as manager of record at this location. This is a unique application to us, one that has come to us because we don't have a lot of liquor license or any liquor licenses available for which this location qualifies for. I think they demonstrate a public need to have a BYOB license on their outdoor patio. So I enthusiastically support this application and vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item 23, Marino's Market Inc., doing business as Marino's Market and Deli, located at 1906 Center Street, has applied for a retail package store wines and malt beverages license. Manager Paul Marino, closing time 10 p.m.
The testimony from Mr. Marino was that 2 to 3% of the space inside the market is going to be allocated to the sale of beer and wine, not a large percentage overall. I think this is an amenity for his customers. And so I would vote to approve this application, and I believe Mr. Marino is already an approved manager of record by the board.
At his other location on the VFW Parkway.
Okay. So I vote to approve.
I vote to approve as well.
I agree.
Item 24, Nilkant 44 Inc., doing business as City Wine Spirits and Smoke Shop, located at 44 Winter Street, has applied for a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license. Nilesh Patel, manager, closing time 11 p.m.
I vote to approve Mr. Patel as manager of record. The applicant testified that they have made a promise not to sell miniature bottles, singles, or kegs, which I think is important to this neighborhood. My vote would be to approve this application.
I vote to approve as well.
I agree.
And is that an approval with a condition not to sell miniature bottles, singles, or kegs?
Yes.
And item 25, East Boston BBQ LLC, doing business as the Smoke Shop BBQ, located at 45 Lewis Street in East Boston, has applied for a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license. Amy Magner, manager, closing time 1 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I do again.
I agree.
And that would be pending availability of a license.
Yes, pending availability.
Moving on to non-hearing transactions. The following are applying for a new common victular license at a previously licensed location. Item number 1, China Eatery Inc., doing business as Nanchang Express, located at 52 Beach Street. So Lin Ting, manager of record, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 2, Van Che, doing business as New Saigon Restaurant, located at 985 Bennington Street in East Boston. Van Che, manager of record, hours of operation 10 a.m. to 9 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 3, Mothership Alewife LLC, doing business as Revival Cafe and Kitchen. Clerical error, that should be Devonshire Street, not Dartmouth, 121 Devonshire Street, also known as 50 Milk Street, it's on the corner. Melissa Chamness, manager of record, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 3 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 4, Torii Hyde Park Food Inc., doing business as Torii Japan, located at 950 Hyde Park Ave in Hyde Park. Eric Shi, manager of record, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Item number 5 is a duplicate. We already heard it as item number 3. Apologies for that. Item number 6, Cafe Nero Americas Inc., doing business as Cafe Nero Coffee and Kitchen, located at 103 Newbury Street. Nathan Sasso, manager of record, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 7, Stephanopoulos Inc., doing business as Takupa's Pizza, located at 474 Saratoga Street in East Boston. Sotira Stephanopoulos, manager of record, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
As well.
Item number 8, Compass Group USA Inc., doing business as Compass Group USA Inc., doing business located at 55 Seaport Boulevard. Rodolfo Montero, manager of record, hours of operation Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I do as well.
I agree.
Item number 9, Lanju Beef Noodle LLC, doing business as Jiwei Cafe, located at 104 South Street. Jinshi Tan, manager of record, hours of operation 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 10, Selly Group 2 LLC, doing business as McDonald's Restaurant, located at 146 Tremont Street. Anurag Selly, manager of record, hours of operation 6 a.m. to 12 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Agree.
And item 11, Bacalao Kitchenette, doing business as Bacalao Kitchenette, located at 1002 Tremont Street in Roxbury. Alicette Montilla, manager of record, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 10 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Following have applied to make changes to their existing dormitory licenses. Items 1 and 2, Beta Upsilon Association, doing business as MIT, located at 119 and 120 Bay State Road, has requested to change the manager to Michael Feinstein.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
The following have applied for a 1-day amendment to their existing license. Item number 1, Time Out Market, doing business as Time Out Market, located at 401 Park Drive, has applied for a series of 1-day amendments to their existing license to include a controlled area outside of their currently licensed patio area on the privately owned walkway and lawn of 401 Park Drive for a weekly cornhole tournament on Sundays, July 9th, 16th, 23rd, and August 6th from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 2, Charles River Speedway, located at 1420 to 1440 Soldiers Field Road in Brighton, has applied for a series of one-day amendments to include an extension onto the patio space for the vendors Koji Club and Super Bien for a month-long extension on Wednesdays to Sundays from 12 p.m. to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Board has before them a list of applications for special one-day licenses, which have been administratively reviewed by staff and approved by the board. And on old and new business, we have one item for a vote and one for acknowledgement. Item number 1 for a vote, the board had deferred the following to allow the applicant to continue outreach with public safety agencies regarding security and operations. Land of Beer Mass LLC, doing business as Land of Beer, Wine and Spirits, located at 700 Atlantic Ave, has applied for a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised at 700 Atlantic Ave, also known as South Station Transportation Center, located on the ground level of South Station on one floor, consisting of approximately 2,294 square feet with one entrance and one exit with shelving and coolers for products. Manager Mohammed Sadiq, closing time 9 p.m.
Thanks, Danny. I'm going to start by sharing my comments on public need. Previously, there was an on-premise liquor license here. While different, I believe that this application would serve a need. It's a concept that is not currently available to the commuters here. This is also not unique. There is a similar license located within Roach Brothers at the entrance of the Orange Line. To me, these are similar in some ways. They have both amenities for commuters, amenities for users of the stations. There were some issues that were raised by some public safety issues that were raised, and those are real issues. The jurisdiction inside the station is MBTA. MBTA has opposed this. And the jurisdiction outside is Boston Police, and they do work together with incidents of, crime inside and outside the station. I think the applicant has been thoughtful in addressing what they perceive to be some of the concerns of the MBTA. All the liquor will be behind a counter, so it's not like someone can wander in, grab something off the shelf and run out. They would have to make a purchase to the counter. They're also going to have, I think, an additional staff person in the mezzanine area outside of their licensed premise. Keolis did not respond, and Amtrak actually sent correspondence that they had no issues with the operations of this applicant. They have also agreed as a condition of their license not to sell miniature bottles or singles. And there was also support from Councilor Flynn. Those are my comments, and for all of those reasons, my vote would be to approve this application.
Yeah, I had concerns about the effect it would have on the operations of like commuter rail and having alcohol go directly onto the commuter rail lines. Since we gave ample opportunity for Keolis to give us their comments, we haven't heard from them. There is not an excess of retail alcohol in the area. I just, having those concerns, but not really having them bared out. I don't think we have enough to say no to it. So I think there is public need. And yeah, I'd say yes.
I agree.
And just to button down the vote, this is a grant. Would you like to see an explicit condition for the no miniatures and singles?
Yes.
Thank you. And then finally, item number 2 for acknowledgement. The board is in receipt of correspondence from LSF Logan Airport LLC, doing business as Legal Test Kitchen at Logan Airport F2 Terminal A in East Boston, notifying the board of a continued temporary closure until early August 2023 due to delays with the renovation remodeling of the licensed premise. And those are all of the items before the board today. That will adjourn this morning's voting hearing. Thank you, everybody, and have a great day and weekend.
Thank you.
Thank
too.
you.